Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, is Yahweh. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High.
A lot of us, a lot of times forget what things are, what things you're fighting against. Everybody wants to fight against the white man. Everybody wants to fight against, and stand up and fight against the guy that's driving down the street because he cut him off. They think that's the battle. And a lot of people don't understand why, how strategic Satan's moving, to where you're looking at everything else to battle and fight, but you won't fight the thing that really is the battle, which is your flesh, yourself, the things that have been imprinted on you, the things that you were born into. So we got to keep in mind, man, what really we're fighting for, what we're fighting against. So we're going to talk about that. Go ahead and read that.
1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Right.
So just a reminder, the reason why not to love the things that are in the world is because what it promotes. Now I'm going to break this down like we always do in a basic form. When it says world, it doesn't mean the dirt and the grass and the trees. It means the things that are in the world.
Materialistic stuff.
The things that the world promotes. And it's going to get it's going to edify more. Go ahead.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah, because, this is the point of the class, what we're going to understand at the end of it. Is that if you love the world more, the things that are in the world, then you really don't love the Most High. Because all the world promotes is the things that's adverse to the Most High, that goes against the Most High. So everything the world promotes, what it taps into you is what is against the Most High. When the world taps into you, it sparks and brings to life all the things opposite of what the Most High wants. Y'all got to understand this. And if we get this, maybe your attention will be more focused on the more important things. You can only go over the white man's the devil so much. You can only research if the world is round or square or flat. You can only try to figure out how many angels in the spiritual realm. And then what? Then what? When you find that out, according to the Bible, the Most High has only gave us this amount of angels. So he gave us a certain amount, or there's an affinity amount. Then what? When you find out you're a Hebrew Israelite, the Jews are black, Christ is black, Paul is black, but Barnabas and Andrew were black. Then what? How many times do I need to go over that? Not a lot, but how many times do we need to go over this topic? Daily. Daily. Why? Because these are the things that really are affecting you. These are the things that are really going to have a hold on you. Go ahead.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
Right. All that is in the world, which is the lust of the flesh. Everything that is in this world taps into your lust, your desire, the old man, the things you like the things you feel. You didn't even know you like them. Have you ever watched that, Tiano, have you ever watched that Netflix? Think about before you even started watching TV, right? Think about before you start watching TV. And then you watch this series, this movie, this channel. And then it was a concept that you never understood, but you somehow can sympathize with the concept of what they're showing on that movie. That's how they tap into your flesh. It could be something random. It could be something random. Now, you didn't know that what you just sympathized with was something out of the spirit. Yeah, like they're doing now a lot of the transvestites in these superhero movies. They just added to Supergirl. They just added to a little tranny in there. Tranny superhero, right? So they go through this whole one show on being sympathetic with her. Now you're learning how to sympathize, and they're humanizing this sin to make you want to care for it. See, this is what America is great at. This is what the flesh does. So you watch, or you listen to that song, that music, and you're like, yeah, this is how I feel sometimes. Yeah, because that's your flesh. If it's not in the spirit and it's not telling you, hold on a second, check your database and see if this is right with the Most High, which, is that your first nature? Is your first nature to go analyze according to the scripture, is this thing that is being engrafted in my mind in this movie or music or video, right? Is this according to the spirit? Nah. So a lot of times Esau is tapping into your brain when you don't even know it. And you're sympathizing. Next thing you know, you got a little tear, you know, when the tranny gets... I didn't get no tear. Don't never think that. I didn't get no tear. What I'm saying is, have you ever did that though? You watch a movie and then you just like, you start tearing up. You start getting choked up on this. You don't even know why. You're like...
It makes you feel sad.
Huh?
It makes you feel sad. It makes you feel type of way.
Yeah, it brings you up, brings you low. But that's how you know they got in you now. They got in your mind. And they do that with things. And I watch it with my kids, with my ribs. I watch my ribs, what they say. I watch my kids, what they say. I watch what they watch. Oh, why are you watching that? Why are you looking at that? Oh, yeah, what do you get from that? Right? So you're learning that, and it's teaching you the lust of the flesh. Whatever series or channel or Netflix or movie, it's teaching you that, the lust of the flesh. And that's what we're fighting against. That's why he said don't love the world. See, but a lot of people don't see it that way. They're thinking I'm just going through life. What? So I can't watch Netflix series now? No, you can. But do you know what's happening to your kids when you put them in front of the movies, the TVs? Do you know what's happening with you? Do you know why this argument is now stirred up inside of you that you want to argue with your husband or your rib or this or that? You see what I'm saying? You gotta see that. It's the world, and it's tapping into this meat, the meats. Yeah.
And I was gonna say too, it's so.
No, it was actually, it was her. It was her back there. But I'll come to you.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. You know how when somebody waves. Somebody did that to me the other day. They waved. I was like, but they weren't waving at me. Awkward. Go ahead. What's that, Tiano?
It's like it's brainwashing your brain to do the complete opposite of what we're supposed to do.
Right. It's brain dirty, right? Because the Bible brainwashes, right? It washes you, cleanses you with the washing of water, but they brain dirty you. But it's so strategic. When we just talking about the Lord's a man of war, look how strategic and good the white man is at tapping into your flesh and to making you feel guilty. Like I'm tapping into your mind now, and I'm having to have to put a guilt through the word in your mind for you not actually paying attention to these concepts. But for it to be a guilt anyway, you got to think about it. Why do I have to put a guilt on you? Because they already got a hold of your mind. They already got a hold of your mind. The battle is the Most High taking back your mind. What, sis?
Well, I was going to say, too, they do that through consistently sending these messages subliminally, through the movies, through the videos, through the billboards, through the commercials,
all of it,
through the music. And when we're constantly
bombarded,
ingesting,
you don't think it's nothing.
And like you said, it humanizes the sin in what the world is promoting,
right?
That abomination that the world is promoting, they're humanizing it to appeal to our flesh and our empathy to the human, and not to the actual sin.
Yeah.
The abomination.
Right. And it's in your nature as a right person to sympathize with a human, right? But you don't know, no, you're sympathizing with that sin.
The sin.
And that sin is grasping hold of you, and you start thinking and caring, and then when we're like, yeah, transvestites, homosexuals, y'all wicked, you're like, that's mean of you. Why? Why are you saying this? What's that?
I was going to say, just on topic of what we're speaking on, we know, us in here, that there's like a demasculation of the black man going like rampant, and it's been that way for the past several years. But most recently, the whole Jussie, the gay guy that allegedly got jumped, and then you got the black guy that wore the dress at the Grammys.
Right.
You know, there's like a lot of feuding going, social media,
right,
going about, oh, well, he's a strong black man.
He's a strong black man in that big old dress, huh?
You know, it's crazy. They want us to sympathize with him, like, oh, he got beat up, and this guy wearing a dress. It's not.
Yeah, but
he's not hurting anybody.
No, right, he's not. But knowing, but they're formulating and controlling the mind of the people.
Right.
And it's easy because you don't want to be a bad guy. You don't want to be a bad guy. Yeah, you know, everybody wants somebody to love. Yep. You know what I mean, right? And that's the way it's like, look at you. Why are you so angry? You're just an angry black man. Like but that's why we're angry. It says hate the evil, love the good.
Right.
So now you got a war happening. Y'all see this? So when we talk about this flesh and the lust of the flesh, this is not a small thing. You guys got to know, we got to know what we're battling. And if you don't know what this little conversation what we just talked about, you're lost. If you don't understand that, that's before you even get into the class. We ain't even into the class yet. That's just basically common sense of you being a Hebrew Israelite and the agenda of the American agenda to, like he said, the way he worded it, to feminize the black man. Right? But to take hold of your kids, take hold of their minds, their sympathy, the way they feel, the way they think. That's why you gotta just watch people. Watch your kids and how they walk and talk. You know what I mean? Look at Fortnite. I was talking to my son yesterday. Fortnite has literally taught every kid how to dance. Every kid how to dance. It's easy. Like, you didn't have to take dance classes. But how did they do it? They took a child's mind at a young age, and what something they like, they put something there, right? If they put faggots in those video games, men dressed like women, those kids would be desensitized. Now our kids know better, but we're constantly going to war with them. And when you let up, the flesh got them. You understand that? Why? So read on in that.
And the lust of the eyes.
And you see that? The lust of the eyes. It's everything geared towards the senses. Everything geared towards your physical. The lust of the eyes. What you look at. What you desire. Now, it's not wrong to have things. But when you're controlled by these things, then that's where it's wrong. So you look at those shoes and you're like, whew, those are dope. Right? But are they controlling your life? You see what I'm saying? Are they like, your whole life is geared towards that. Right? So the lust of the eyes. You see that? And they know how to tap into it. Spandex, 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 and every woman got what? Spandex. Right? They just control it. That's why the scriptures talk about the fashion of this world passing away. But you see how they do that? Just look at everything. They control it. And I admire how good they are. Because they be playing our people. You're a dopehead. You're a drug dealer. You this and they, what? Israel what? That's what I am. I'm a dopehead. I'm a drug dealer. I'm a nigga. No, I'm real. What's real? Shooting random kids in the car because somebody yelled at you in the street. That you're keeping it real. Right? But you tapped into the lust of your flesh. The things of the eyes. That's what this America, this world, Satan has done. Go ahead.
And the pride of life is not of the Father.
See, so the lust of the eyes, the flesh, right, and the pride of life. Somebody tell me about the pride of life. Now, what does it mean by the pride of life?
I would say it would be like people that are like so prideful of what they have, materialistically, financially, their family. They're very prideful in having those things.
Right. Say it again. Say it from the top.
People being prideful for what they have.
For what they have. Listen to this. Because he's right on point. So when you say the pride of life, what they have. They take more pride in. That's the lust of the flesh. I take more pride in what I have. What else?
Materialistic things. Their finances, their families. They choose that pride. Putting that pride.
Wait a minute. You say they're what?
The materialistic things, their finances, and their family.
You see that? But now, let's ask ourselves this. How many times you got into these situations and you felt bad that you were putting your family second? How many times? But Christ came back and said, if any man love father, mother, brother, sister more than me is not worth it me. But you see what happens there now? America pumped this in your head that that's supposed to be more important than the Most High, than righteousness, than truth, than the Spirit. So now what's going on? You got another war. You got another war going on. So that's the pride of life. A lot of people don't understand that. That's wrong. That's wicked. To have a pride of life, a sense of, you know what? This is my life. Now I'm going to do what I want with it. Is that wrong? Why? Why is that wrong?
Well, the Most High has given us life.
Right.
He didn't give us the life for us to just do what we want. He did give us the opportunity to make our own choices.
Right.
But not to just do what we want.
Right.
We're flesh. We're carnal.
Right. But see, that's not what... Now, how many people have felt bad to where you feel like, just even me talking about it, how many times will you counsel a brother or sister and you're like, yeah, man, you put in the Most High, you put in your family first before the Most High. And in those conversations, you see how I had to bring it down? Mm-hmm. Where else are those conversations happening at?
They're not.
Right, but no, where else are they happening at? But in the moment of you putting your family before the Most High, and you caring about what your family desires or wants or how they feel more than the Most High. If that's not the pride of life, then explain to me, what is it? What is the pride of life then? Oh, it's just the prestige? We know it's not that, because the scripture says, if any man love father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, daddy, grandmama more than me, is not worthy of me. So really, lumped in with the pride of life, a lot of times you start putting the feelings for your people more than the Most High. You see that? Then what happens? It's another war. It's another battle, right? So this is what we're battling with daily. All these concepts, you have got 30 years of that. I'll go with some of y'all ages. 30 years. You have got 30 years of that in your life, fighting against the flesh. And it's continued. While you are driving in your car listening to rap music, the white man's doing his work. While you're watching Netflix, he's doing his work. While you're asleep, he's still doing his work. You remember back in the days, when you fall asleep, the TV does shh. That don't happen no more. He's overtime. He's constantly tuning your brain and working on your mind and your kids. That way the insomniacs, you what? You up late what? Program. Because how many of us sit down and reprogram daily? Not a lot. Not a lot. We don't reprogram daily, and our first thought ain't the scriptures. You see that? So we got a lot of work. We have a lot of work. Y'all get this? So go from there. Go to Psalm 51:5. That first scripture was
2 verse 15.
1 John 2:15. Go to Psalm 51:5. Read that.
Psalms chapter 51 verse 5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity.
Iniquity.
It's a lot. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity.
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 You almost got me on that one.
Iniquity.
Iniquity, yeah. So this is what David means, I was shapen in iniquity. Go ahead.
And in sin did my mother conceive me.
Right. This is not saying that sex is sin. That's what the religion's got you thinking. The act of sex is sin. If that's the case, then Most High, he just gave us over to sin? No. He's saying that when we were born, you were born into a life, a world of iniquity, man. A world of sin. Why? Because the first thing that you're attacked with is the flesh. I look at it now. Even my son, little man, he watches the TV, and we put the alphabets on for him, right? But I keep saying to myself, I'm putting the alphabets on for him, but they always dumb things down with singing and dancing. I said to myself, what is it going to be in the kingdom? Because this kingdom is so childish. If he's there like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Imagine if we spoke and were taught from our youth up how to be gods. And to speak like a god, to think like a god, to act like a god when you were born. I know it ain't A, B, C, and they run around. I'm like looking at this. But this is an imprintment on the children's mind to be what? You're silly, you're goofy, you're this way. And this is what I was just looking at. Every time I put it on, the same thought comes in my head that who says to program the kid that way? Because we are programming the children.
What
to be, how to think. We are. So, and of course, you know, we want them to learn their ABCs. They're going to need to know these things. But there's certain little things, subtleties, that the white man does, putting grown-ass men or grown-ass people in suits and dance around like little kids. As you get older, the concept in your mind is still there. You see that? Now imagine if that was all out of the way. You see why we're dumbed down? The flesh being born in this flesh, in the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. You're consumed with it from birth. Stupidity, ignorance, foolishness. That's why he said I was as a beast before you. Right? Because this lowest state, you think we're going to be dancing around like little dummies and stupid little clowns in the kingdom? Or are we going to be playing with the elements? You see what I'm saying? You got to think about these things. But we don't. You know why? Because we're going with the motions. A lot of us go with the motions of it, and it's like, oh, okay, this is the motions of it. Right? So you want to raise your child as to be a genius. Everybody does, right? Well, what do? You surround him with a different mind state, different things, right? But anyway, we're still confined. So I said, you know what? We're going to put him in Montessori, right? Okay, Montessori, but you're still confined by the ideal of America. There's no escape. You understand the flesh? The Most High has subjected you to this vanity. And the only way to get out is the next life. And to fight right now to serve the Most High in your spirit, mind, and your body as much as you can. But if you don't know that what is getting a hold of you, all the tricks are being played on you daily. That's why you go through emotional highs and lows daily. No human's supposed to go through that. No human can deal with that. To be emotionally, 1 minute you're happy, next minute you're sad, next minute you're down, next minute you're depressed, next minute you want to be in the spirit, next minute you don't. It's like, what is that all about? But that shows you how many things got a hold of your mind. The spirit don't do that. The spirit don't take you through that. You see that? It's one only. It's one only. Y'all get this? So this is what he's saying here. Read that again.
Behold, I was shapen in iniquity.
This is what he means by shaping in iniquity. If you got these Christians or pastors or whoever told you that sex was sin, that doesn't mean that. David ain't saying that. How do we know he ain't saying that? Because the Most High said, be fruitful and multiply. If sex was sin, then he wouldn't want us to multiply, right? He wouldn't talk about the pleasure that comes with sleep, right? So we gotta understand, man, that it's the flesh and the things around us that's gonna keep pulling you down and keep pulling you back and keep weakening you. But do you got the game down? Do you know the game is happening? How many of us don't know the game? How many of us are just going through life? Man, I'm just trying to live, my nigga. Right? How many of us go through that? How many brothers and sisters here in the school, in the body, Israelites? They just, bro, it be a lot of people, man, that just, I'm going through life, but I don't know the game that's being played on me. I say I got the Bible, but really, I'm not using it. Why? You know how I'm not using it? Because look at my personality online. Look at my personality online. I'm going through highs and lows. 1 minute you did this, 1 minute you did that. You're sad and you're this. It's like, what are you talking about, bro? How are you an Israelite and you going through all these emotional ups and downs? Because you ain't fighting the real thing. But you'll be the first one on there. White man is this, white man is this, and then you'll be the first one on there arguing against your people. But you ain't arguing against yourself. You ain't arguing against the things that count and that are going to make you to a God. And that's why a lot of us, majority of us, is not going to reach the level of a God. Because the working and being molded to a God starts now. It don't start when Christ get here. Oh, put me in. It's too late, bruh. You're supposed to have been working now. And that's what we're doing in fighting the flesh. I was shapen in iniquity. Go ahead.
Come. And in sin did my mother conceive me.
Right. Go ahead.
Behold, thou desirest the truth.
All right. So go from there. So we get that, right?
Come.
Okay. Go from there. Go to Ephesians. Go to Ephesians 2:2. So this is where we came from. This is the world that we're in right now. And I say what we came from, I'm speaking like Paul speak, because we're the Israelites, right? We're the chosen, right? We're spiritual, right? The Paul always spoke like that. Like he said, but you're not. Right? In the context of like, yeah, you're not those bad guys. But really, a lot of us are still thinking like you thought in the world. You feel like you felt in the world. You haven't been changed, renewed in spirit and mind. You haven't. Because it's not easy for you. It's not easy for you to control the mind state and the flesh and the desire and the lust and the doubt. Right? So where did we come from? Ephesians 2:2. Go ahead.
Wherein time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
See, that's the lust of the flesh. In time past, let's not get it twisted. What is the lust of the flesh? You walked according to the course of this world. Brothers, we spiritualize it so much that it doesn't come down to level when you go through it in your life, in your daily routine. You don't realize, damn, I'm giving over to the flesh right now. I'm being against the Most High right now. Because you want to spiritualize it so much. That's why I said, when it says the pride of life, a lot of people don't bring that down to what is real reality. You spiritual, yeah, the pride of life. But you be doing it daily. You have more pride in what you're doing for the white man in America in your job. But when you come to the truth, you don't got that same pride. You smiling at work. Right? You taking joy in it. Like, hey, man, what's up, bro? Yeah, you come in, you get your coffee. Y'all know the routine. You got pride of life. You have like a confidence. Your backbone gets stiff when you go to work for the white man. You know what I mean? You come in and they're saying, when they look at you with the serious face, hey, Bob, how you doing? Doing good. Damn it. You know what I mean? What's up with you? Nothing. I'm proud to be a damn American. You know what I mean? You wake up serious. You know what I mean? Babe, what's up? Oh, I'm headed to work. Don't stop me. Get your damn hand off me. What's going on? You know what I mean? You got a little time for me? No. I got to go to work. Like, damn, okay. That's the pride of life. You got more strength in that. But when it comes to the Most High, when it comes to the will of the Spirit, it's like, what you doing? I'm just barely breathing, Kazakia. I'm barely making it day to day, What's up with you? Oh, I'm just trying to apply all the crap y'all tell me to apply because I really don't want to be here, but I'm here because I'm forced, because my man, or because you keep telling me I'm wrong. If I don't be here, Jesus is going to get me, Just here, just fighting for Jesus. I mean, Yahweh Shai, fighting for Yahweh Shai.
Doing that truth thing.
Doing that truth thing, right? But for the world, you on time. Your cup of coffee's ready. You happy. You bold. You're strong. Now, don't think I'm just going to be talking about one perspective, because that'd be narrow-minded. Nuh-uh. We're talking about the flesh. I'm just talking about one thing that one individual might take pride in. But there's so many things that brothers and sisters take pride in that are carnal, and you don't realize you do that with joy and love and happiness. But the spiritual battle, what really should matter, what really makes you a Hebrew Israelite, you're like sad, you're a sad puppy. Right? You don't want to rejoice for that. You know what I mean? Your vision is real obscure when it comes to that. It's like, I don't see it. I really, give me 10, 30 more scriptures. Teach me. But the white man tell you, job, 9 to 5, bed, this, American dream. You're like, see, that's easy for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get it. A, B, C, D. You're making it too complicated. Clean my spirit, get my mind right. I'm off here, I'm off there. Follow the high holy days. But it's like, that's just a lot. The white man made it real easy. Because he knows how to dumb it down. He made you, like we talked about from the beginning, from your youth, this simple child. Right? But we're not children no more. We's just grown up people. Go ahead.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
Right, according to the prince of power of the what?
Of the air.
Yeah, that's what you did. What does it mean by the prince and power of the air? Like, who's running? Who has the power of everything that just blows here, blows there? Because we know, listen, the white man don't control the air. Satan don't control the air. So what does it mean, that the prince of power of the air? Meaning that you're tossed. Every wind right now, who has power of that?
The Most High.
No. This is Satan's time to rule.
Con. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, no, what I was saying earlier is meaning the physical air.
Con.
The physical air.
Gotcha.
The Most High has control of that. Where the wind blows, the trees, the sun, the moon, the stars.
Con.
But this, and I should have expounded a little more. The spiritual winds that are blown, who's controlling that? Satan.
Okay.
He has the power now to control those things. Our power's in this. His power is in the fleshly. If I want to get you over here on this subject, I want you to wear these clothes, I'm going to put it on TV. If I want you to think like this, I'm going to put it on TV. I'm going to pump it through your grandma, through your auntie, through your uncle. Right? You're going with every wind. It's his time to reign. And that's what we've done. We lived after him. Nah, man, I grew up. My family, my mama taught me right. No, she taught you after the prince and power of the air. Unless she sat you down and gave you this, she taught you through the prince and power of the air. And that's what you lived like. And that's what you became. And you thought you were strong, right? You thought you were independent. You thought you were whole. But you weren't. Watch, it's going to tell us. I'm not just saying that. The scripture says that. Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
You see? What made you disobedient back then? Because you gave yourself to the pride of life, to the lust of eyes, and the flesh. It worked in you. So what gets you disobedient against the Most High? The flesh. You always are battling against the Lord when you love the flesh more. And that's why you got a lot of brothers and sisters. That's why you're sad. You're sad because you're not getting and doing it the way the flesh says. You see what I'm saying? There's things we want fleshly, and you're just like, man, I'm disappointed. I want this in the flesh, and I can't have it. But there's some of us that control that, and there's some of us that are ruled by that. Right? That we're talking about the subject, and we're all in the flesh. But some of us control it, and some of us are ruled by it. Still. Right? That's why you get disappointed about life. And that's why you're still trying to figure what master you're serving. Right? No man can serve two masters. You can't serve God and mammon. God and riches. There you go again, right? God and riches. Why does it always have to come to riches? Because it always comes down to the bare essentials of life for man, right? It always comes down to that. Where to live, where to stay, what to eat, what to wear, right? It always comes down to those things. And if you threaten those things in the natural, the natural man, the natural woman, what happens? What happens to them?
You said if you do what?
If you threaten those things in the natural man, right?
All apart.
They lose it.
Can't live.
Right, because to them, faith. Paul said, what is faith if you can see it? There's not faith. You see it right there. But that's what the white man gave you. He gave you the things. Look, forget all that faith. Look, I gave it to you right here. So, and that's why there's always a battle with the spirit, because you want it like the white man said. And he showed you, and he raised you, and nourished you, and pampered you with it. This is the flesh working on you daily. So you're going to see a lot more of your battles come through, really, is your desires. This physical right here. The skin. Right? Touch, taste, sight, hearing. Right? You know, it's like when you haven't ate none and you think of that burrito or burger you want, and then in the back of your tongue right there, a little mist shoots up. Right? You think of that favorite smoothie or soda or drink or something, the little mist in the back just spurts like that's the flesh telling you, nigga, you thirsty. Right? And that's how it is in everything. And it'd be like that in your mouth, but it'd be like that in your mind.
Craving.
There you go. The flesh craves. You see? Mm-hmm. But where you get the craving from? This demon, the devil, Satan, telling you, look at all what I have given you. Because he's a tranny. Right? He says, look at all what I have given you. It's yours. And you know what? You ask the question it always comes down to. So what, I can't live on? I can't live? No, you can live. But what are you ruled by? What is your daily desire? Right? Because it always comes down to that. Man, you act like I can't live. So what, I just got to be a bum? No. What are you talking about? We're going to have everything. But it's opposite now. What we desire now is going to get us to everything. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. You understand that? Go ahead.
Among whom also we all had our conversations in time past.
Right. So not only did you go and you work like the children of disobedience. What made you disobedient? Did we get that part? What made you disobedient?
Being not wanting to do what the spirit wants.
Not wanting to do what the spirit wants.
Not being able to do what the flesh wants.
No. You said it right at first. Not doing what the spirit wants. You see that made you disobedient to the Most High. It says that this spirit works in the children of disobedience, right? I quoted that right. The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. What is that spirit? That I live for the flesh. You see that? I'll tell you what it is. Hold it real quick. Go to Wisdom of Solomon. If you didn't know what spirit works in the children of disobedience, let's get a quick glance. I'm going to read it real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. For the ungodly saying, reasoning within themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in death of man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. This is the spirit of disobedience. This is what America put in us. Man, you only live once. When you die, ain't no coming back, bro. Nah, you go in the mist, bro. You go to nowhere land. Only live once. You gotta live your best life. That's the spirit that work in the children of disobedience. You gotta live your best life. Now, all these restraints, confinement, prisoner. I'm a prisoner for Christ. Now I'm free. You know what I mean? You don't believe that. It's like the confinement, the control, the order, the discipline, the change. I gotta wear this, talk like this, dress like this, be like this. You did it for the win, for the God of this world. The Most High wants that too. But when it comes to the Most High, is what? It's too much. You did it for them. They said dress like a faggot, you dress like a faggot. They said do your hair like this, you did your hair like that. They said put this on, dress like this, think like this, talk like this. You did it. Right? That's the children of disobedience. For verse 2, Wisdom of Solomon 2:2. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. That's the children of disobedience. You only live life once. You with this man, don't let him hold you back. You know what I mean? Don't let him. You're smart. You know what I mean? Do what you like. Travel around the world. Go to the French Alps. Go to this. Yeah, that's fine. But what purpose do you have then? What purpose? Show me where the women and the men in the scriptures that were ministering, they had time to do all those things besides what they were doing. It doesn't always come up. It wasn't vacation time every day. Not saying the vacation or getaway was wrong. Not saying that. What I'm saying is that, but they make it seem like every day is supposed to be that day. You see this? That there's no purpose, and the only purpose is to be free and to live life once and live like you're going to die tomorrow. And what mind state does that put our people in? First of all, it puts, go ahead, what you going to say?
I was going to say, it puts you in the mind state of always wanting to fulfill the desires of the flesh.
There you go. I want to fulfill the desires of the flesh. And crack, I got to live life. You know what I mean? Hey, I did a few bumps. I might as well do crack here and there. You only live life once, right? Ecstasy, pop mollies, right? You only had sex with one man? Oh, there's something wrong with you, girl. You got to get out. You only had one sex with one girl? Oh, bro, you got to sow you out oats. You got to get out there in those streets. It says here, it says, we shall be hereafter as though we had never been, for the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as a soft air, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And that's how the wicked thinks. That's the fleshly mind. No repercussions. We're not going to have to deal with any repercussions or anything we have to do. Knowing doggone well that that's not true. These cats want to live on the road and backpack across the world and everything. Broke as hell. Begging and not living. But they do it with love though. The beautiful thing about that, it shows you. When you love something, it don't matter what it is. If you say you're going to backpack across America or sail the seas, buy a boat and sail the world, right? And go from land to land on $20,000 or whatever till you get old and just die in another land, right? How many people love it, live it, and do it? But why, when it comes to the truth, there's a battle? Because this is a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual fight. You see, so if you wanted to know what was working in the children of disobedience, this is the chapter. This is the mind state. It says that our life shall pass away as a trace of a cloud, and shall disperse as a mist that is driven away when the beams of the sun and with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning. For it is fast sealed. They don't believe in regeneration. They don't believe in coming back and reincarnation. They don't understand that the Most High put you right back here. They don't understand there'll be punishment, that you'll be punished after death. They don't believe in that. They believe their spirit just goes into a mist of smoke like incense. Y'all see this? It says, for it is very fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. And that's how you work in the world. In that Greco mentality that, you know, get high, smoke this, pop that, party here, do this, that. It was living life recklessly and not caring about the repercussions. And some of us are blessed to not have, you know, been really punished for the sins of our youth. You made it out. You got the knowledge, right? With all your limbs, your mind, your spirit, your body. Not you don't got cancer or life-threatening disease that is killing you. Some of us are blessed, right? But this is what the world, this is what America will have us moving in. This is what the lust of the flesh will have us moving. Go ahead. Oh, I'm reading. It says, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ornaments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Because what is the point of America? Get rich or die trying. Right? You know, by any means necessary. Well, what? Any means to what? Achieve the American dream. And that's the mind state the children of disobedience are still doing. And how do you know when you get disobedient? You go right back into that mind state. You go right back into, you know what, yeah, I hear that. I hear what you're on, but I'm doing my thing. That's your calling. But my calling is to get high every day, to wake up and get drunk daily. That's what I live for, nigga. Right? That's how the world thinks. That's that worldly mind. So go back to Ephesians. Let's finish it up. I wanted to touch on a little bit of that to show you what works in the children of disobedience. Yeah.
Are you reading that out of the annotated?
No, Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Ephesians 2, chapter 2, verse 3.
Go ahead.
Among whom also we all had our conversation.
And then what did you talk about? Worldly things. Nothing. Nothing that is going to elevate your mind, your spirit. And I know you thought you did. You thought you talked about, you know, when you talked about politics, politics, you thought you was talking about something on a high level, right? You thought you was talking about some godly stuff. But you weren't. You know, when you thought you was talking about some situation in your life, you really thought it was on the high level of the Most High, but it wasn't. Your conversation was of the world. The things you desired was of the world. You talked about was of the world. I mean, unless you can prove me wrong. Show me how your conversation was in this book. On the gratification and edification of the Spirit. Show me. Was it? You was waking up daily, man. Man, the Most High showed me. Yeah, the Spirit showed me. The Spirit's with me. Right? We woke this person up. You don't even know what woke was. What does woke mean? They got that saying now, right? Woke. You woke for what? You right? You still in the world. You still desire and love the cares of the world. There's a battle going on. And it's going on with the spiritual and the carnal. is going on with us spiritually establishing the state of the new world, the new kingdom, and them that want to keep us locked in to the flesh, in death, in destruction. But we're thinking about the kingdom to come. That's our conversation. Our works are in the kingdom to come. They want to keep us in the flesh, the temporal. They want to keep us where moth and rust doeth corrupt. Things that's easily going to be destroyed. But our conversation got to be now in the Most High. Go ahead. Come on.
Among whom also we all had our conversations in time past, in the lust of our flesh.
Go ahead.
Fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind.
Yeah, you fulfill the desires of the flesh and of the mind. That's general though, right? That's generalizing. The desires of, that's spiritual talk right there. Yeah? See, the desires of the flesh. Amen, brother. Amen. The desires of the flesh, we got to let it go. And then you go right back and do the desires of the flesh. See, that's why we got to go through it. Go ahead, read on.
And word by nature.
And word by what?
Nature.
You were by what?
Nature.
When you tap into the flesh, you're by nature, read.
The children of wrath.
See, when you let the flesh rule you, you are by nature giving yourself over to destruction, the wrath of the Lord. That's what we were living at. When you go back to that Wisdom of Solomon 2, that Wisdom of Solomon 2 is talking about the ungodly reasoning within themselves. And they have given themselves over to be children of wrath. Why do you think the Most High is going to come down on them? Why do you think the Most High is angry with them? Because they're the children of wrath. The Most High wrote on them wrath. Why? Because in their spirit, they're not willing to change. They're not willing to put off. They're not willing to do away. They were not willing to acknowledge their sins. They're children of wrath. Go ahead, read.
Even as others. But God, who is rich in mercy.
Right. So even as others. Go from there. Go to Titus 3:3. So now we're going over to what things are the things of the world. What things are you supposed to be? And I remind you. I know we didn't touch on it. I said it, but we didn't touch on it when I said it's generalizing. Because it is. Ephesians 2, it's touching on the lust of the flesh and the lust of the mind. But we got to get in a little more in detail. What is that? Because a lot of brothers don't know what it means to be fleshly. Why you're carnal minded. Or why you can't achieve things in the spirit because you're so motivated by the physical things. Go ahead.
Titus chapter 3 verse 3.
Go ahead.
For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish.
But what I'm doing is establishing this. The first thing I'm establishing here through the scriptures is that, if you haven't got it with Ephesians, is that in time past, your old mind was against the Most High. You can't bring that old mind into truth. The carnal is against the Most High. That's why he keeps reiterating that. In time past, you did this. That was the old you. But is it the you now?
Not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be. But with a lot of brothers and sisters, are they still battling? And when I mean battling, I mean losing. There's some of us battling, but there's some of us, man, that live still and are motivated by the flesh. And you don't feel whole unless you're achieving fleshly, carnal things. But what about pleasing the Most High? See, it's backwards. That's why a lot of you, sometimes in your life, you feel useless. Well, what are you doing? Where are you laying your treasures up? Where are you laying your treasures at? Because if it's up with the Most High, it's not useless. I know a lot of brothers and sisters now, man, they don't even understand the essence of give a prophet a cup of water. They don't understand that the ministry is showing your use to the Most High. Your dedication Now I know some of you are on the first stage, which is you're barely trying to get your mind right. Before you can start giving back, you're barely trying to get your mind right. I understand that. And there is stages. When you first come in, like before you can even give that cup of water, you need to know why. You need to know how. Right? You need to know those things. So some of y'all are on those stages, like, man, I ain't even, my head is so out of whack, but this is gonna get it out of that mode. Because it's gonna get out of whack when you stop fighting for the flesh and you start fighting for the spirit. Go ahead.
We're sometimes foolish, disobedient.
Right. So being in that flesh, you were what?
Disobedient.
You were foolish. You were foolish and disobedient to what? What were you foolish and disobedient to?
The spirit.
The spirit. What does that mean? That's spirit talk. You talking that spirit talk again?
Being foolish.
And when I say that, I mean that it's general. That's so generalizing that you know you got to be in the spirit. Well, what am I in now? Not the spirit, right? It's like, what does it mean? What were you in time past? Foolish and disobedient in what way? How? What?
And that instead of understanding that giving to the flesh was going to be a
constant hurt,
yeah,
pain,
yeah.
Deterrence.
There's no benefit to it.
There's none.
But instead of understanding that, you just continue to
you went through the cycle
over and over.
How many of people, like, they think blunts is gonna solve their problem, and it still don't solve their problem, and they keep giving their life daily to it. Or they think not blunts, they think drugs, selling drugs. I gotta sling this dope. Or they think, you know what, I just gotta be more of a house nigga, a better house nigga, and then if I be a better slave, then I'm gonna get my mind right. You please everything except the Most High, and you were trying to figure it out, right? Right? What way? What way could I please? Please who? You weren't pleasing the Most High. Because if you were pleasing the Most High, you would be asking and looking and searching, say, what pleases the Most High? I'm going to say that to say, how many brothers and sisters do that now? How many of you still searching how to get what you want? But you ain't searching this. You want everything. You want this, you want that, you want this, you want happiness, you want joy, you want peace, you want calmness, you want ease. But how do you get it? And a lot of brothers and sisters don't search, and then guess what? You're still unhappy. Why? Because it's the fleshly mind taking hold of you. Because when you do find out, a lot of times when you find out what you're finding out tonight, what you've been finding out in the truth is what? I got to please the Most High. Khan, I get it. How many of y'all said that? Khan, I get it, Kazaki. Please the Most High, be sad, be angry, be unhappy, and I got to just live my life. Khan. Right? That's how I be. Khan, I get it, brother. Khan. Don't take no joy in nothing, right? Actually, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Is what are you taking joy in? And why is those things joyful still in the world, and in that worldly mind, and the Most High's work is not joyful? You see this? But see, that's the psychological thing with the world, is that now we got to turn everything over in the spirit to show you all the things of the flesh, all the lust of the flesh, and the things you gave into, they didn't benefit you. I did a class a while back about that. How many of y'all even see that and think that way, that they weren't beneficial? How many of you think in the world that your life in the world was going down the wrong path? That was a class I did before. But because, see, all this is nothing if you were thinking, oh, I was good. I just stumbled on y'all. You know what I mean? How many brothers and sisters do that? Like, yeah, I'm doing y'all a favor. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that act like they're doing the truth, the Most High, a favor. Because they're saying in their head, nah, I wasn't in the flesh. I was doing everything right. I was a good person. Nah, bro, you were given to the flesh. Watch. Go ahead, read.
Deceit, serving diverse lusts.
Serving what?
Diverse lusts.
Yeah, because that's what the world's about. That's what America's about. That's what your mind state's about. Your mind state, that carnal mind, is you serve diverse lusts. It's your diverse desires. What you feel like. What you need. What you want. And then when you don't want it, what happens? You get sad. You get unhappy. See, but the Most High gives us a spirit to control that. But the only way to control it is what? To desire what the Most High wants, right?
God.
To do the will of the Most High. Go ahead, read.
Serving diverse lusts.
Read.
And pleasures.
Right, now it's going to get into what is the lust of the flesh a little bit. You serve diverse lusts and pleasures. What pleasures? What things that you took pleasure in that was fleshly? Well, all I did was I go to the bar once a weekend and, you know, I had a drink. Really? Is that? Am I such a bad guy to go out with my buddies and have a drink and smoke a cigar? I know brothers like that. They're like, man, you're going to make me feel bad because I'm going to the bar, having a few drinks, smoking a cigar, going to the hookah lounge, kicking it. Like, what's that? Is that wrong? Like, where's that pleasing the Most High? And how is your work, hookah bar, drinking. How is that pleasing the Most High? Very key point. It says here, for ourselves also were sometime foolish. In Ephesians it says, among whom we also all had our conversation in time past. You're living in your past life. A lot of people don't understand that. You know what I mean? So it's bad. It's wrong for me to kick it with my boys. Like, bro, how old are you? How old are you? You kicked it with your boys. You kicked it with randoms, right? Now it's time to kick it with the Most High. To kick it with your Bible. Kick it with your homies, your new homies. Right? Start drinking this. Start eating this. You lived that life. That was your past life. What were you called for, Rod? Oh shit, I was called. I thought this was a one day, go to church. Right? I found out I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I treat it like church and I move on, right? In my life. Keep doing what I want to do. Keep giving into the flesh. Nah. This ain't that, man. This ain't that. It's never going to be that. We got to transform. We got to constantly have evolution and change in the spirit. Go ahead, read.
Living in malice.
Now you're getting in the details of what it is to live in the flesh. Why do you think you have so much malice in you? Anger, envy. We don't understand where these attributes come from. Well, you're saying, well, how does malice make me carnal? Well, what got you into the malicious mind state? To where you can't forgive, you can't let go. What got you that way? Because you're motivated by a carnal mind. All your pieces, all the pieces in your mind lead you right back to something carnal and destructive. So malice is you working in the flesh. And that's what we did in the world. Your conversation, your mind state, the physical, your desires, being malicious. Right? Don't they teach you that in the world? To be malicious? That's fleshly. That's carnal minded. What?
There's a question pertaining to the topic.
Yeah.
What is the law of liberty reference to in James 2 verse 12?
Go read on it. When we get there, we get there. I'm going over this topic. Go ahead.
And envy, hateful.
And what?
Envy, hateful.
And envious. You see? And envy. Right? So what happened? What happened to us in the world? How do I know I'm fleshly? What is the purpose of this class tonight? To know, how am I still carnal minded? If you got that spirit of maliciousness in you, you got that spirit of, what does it say?
It's an envy.
You got the spirit of envy in you. That's how you know you're carnal minded. You're still letting the things of the flesh rule you, because the Most High is not with that. And these are the things why brothers and sisters are still battling that mind state. And you got to. You got to put off that old mind state of hatred, envy. You thought it was second nature in the world, right? You see the person at your work and you what? You murmur about her. You talk crap about her. I'm going to say this again. And me and Quadazab say it all the time. If you're at work and you're a different individual than you're at home and in the truth, there's a problem. You weren't supposed to envy and murmur and do all those things out there in the world. You were supposed to shine as lights in the world and be the example. Not be a whole different person. Well, I got to be a demon at work. This is what the world is, man. You don't understand, Kazaki. You got to be a demon at work. No, you don't. The scriptures say that you're supposed to be shining as lights in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation. You get to work and then you what? Okay, demon mode. Yeah, girl. You see? Oh, my God. Whew. Whew. Then you go to class and like, okay, now I got to fake like I'm spiritual, put my head wrap on. You know what I mean? Or brothers do it too. Oh, brothers. Oh, my God. Brothers do it too, right? They be talking to the girls. We be kidding them. They be talking to girls. And the whole conversation be niggerism. It be madness. It be foolishness. And then the first thing we be trying to figure out, damn, what's going on? Why every woman is hating this brother? Why every woman is disliking this individual? But then you take his phone, you be like, bro, let me see your text. And guess what? He talk like a nigga from the 60s.
It's hard.
Yeah, nigga. But I'm saying, yeah, you know what? But you know, and I'm over embellishing. I'm going to actually come up with a sentence from that. What I'm saying is that they get with these women, and instead of letting them know from the get-go, I'm about the Most High. I'm about Christ. My profession is this. This is my service. This is my duty. You get right back in like you a pit bull. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, I be out and it's like, what are you talking about? And then you want to know why he don't respect you. It's like, yeah, she's out of order. I don't know why she's out of order. Like, look at you. You got Bobby Brown jaw. But you think you're like swearing you're in the spirit because you can slang scriptures. But right when you get on the... no, you don't even slang scriptures. You know what you're slaying? She's a demon. She's off. She's out of the spirit. That don't mean nothing. What is your example? But the problem is that you're thinking, no, I can still be this goonie in the truth with the Bible and say I'm in the spirit. Man, you got to let go of those fleshly things. You were supposed to let go of that character. You were supposed to let go of the pimp, of the Mac Daddy, of the I'm trying to swindle you out of your panties. It was supposed to stop being about that. You understand? And start in knowing that, okay, I'm not trying to just swindle her for the one night. I'm trying to make this woman mine. So I got to establish my house on more righteous goals. But you see, fleshly talk, fleshly mind, carnal spirit. And is it working for the black man out there? It's giving you baby mamas. But it ain't giving you righteous women. This is the battle we have to deal with when we deal with the flesh. Go ahead.
Hateful.
Right, hateful. You come in and you still got that spirit of hate on you. You hate your people. Yeah, we got grumpy Smurfs in here too. Hateful Smurfs. You know what I mean? I hate this place. Man, I want to be right with Yahweh. Alright, so where you at? Let's go do this. I'm going to have a drink, God. I'm going to go have a drink. I'm going to go kick it with this woman. I'm going to go kick it with this woman. It's like, but you just said you're doing it the Most High, right? You got the banner on the back. They're walking with the shield down the street, burning on fire, right? Then why you ain't fighting that much for righteousness? You hate everything. But that's fleshly. You don't hate the evil in you. You don't hate the pride and the lust in you. But you swear you're like, yeah, I'm going to beat that nigga up right now. You know what I mean? We get the... Y'all be surprised if we put text out there. It's like you'll be like, damn, what is wrong with this dude? What is wrong with this sister? But what is wrong with them is that you think because you got the Bible and you know you're a Hebrew that these lusts of the flesh, the carnal things of the flesh, were going to peel off of you. You thought it was just going to like all of a sudden be boom and then you a super Hebrew Israelite and you were coming in and you was flying. You know what I mean? You was moving. No. You got work to do now. And that's what brothers and sisters don't want to do. They don't want to do work. Yeah, you don't want to work on yourself because every time our school, we're trying to work on you. That's the old man. That's wrong. That's off. No condemnation and tell you and we move on, right? But that's when brothers and sisters was like, you want to rethink the truth. But what is it saying here? Are these things supposed to be in us?
La.
Are these things supposed to be in us?
La.
So why is it a problem when you're battling them now? Now why they want to reassess the truth now? They want to rethink the burden. Right? Because now you're fighting the things that's important. Because you ain't getting no guns and fighting a white man. So where's your battle? For the weapons of our warfare are spiritual. Now you got to arm yourself with this, but you're not armed. Because why? You don't study. Why you don't study? Well, I'm busy. Oh, so you busy. You went right back in the world. You're busy, but you went right back in the world doing what? Doing what? What are you busy doing? What are you doing? What are you doing so much that you can't get in this to get your spirit right? Let's bring to you sisters. How long are you going to go in the truth and you can't get in this book? How long you think you're going to really last? And you can't sit down and actually open up your Bible without falling asleep. But you got that Netflix series down. Right? You got everything down. The only time you open up your Bible is you doing what is sisters things y'all be doing? The gifts things? Secret sister. That's the only time you open up your Bible. Why you ain't open up your Bible any other time? Why? Because the lust of the flesh is still getting a hold of you. Y'all got to see this, man. Don't get mad at me. Look in the mirror, get mad at yourself and say, damn, you know what? The desires of the world and the things of life got more hold on me then my mind pull into this word. I got to reassess myself and look at myself. Everyone has to do it. Go ahead, read.
And hate one another.
Right, hateful and hating one another. You be in the truth. Just go to Facebook. You got random Hebrew Israelites hating other Hebrew Israelites. They don't know the essence, the first commandment. They don't know the greatest commandment. Love thy neighbor as thyself. They'll go off on some random person that they don't know. They'll talk about them. They hate them. They'll want to kill them online. They don't know the line between... There's a thin line with the Facebook community on wicked and on loving your neighbor. Like, how do you love your neighbor when they're wicked? Most of the time, their judgment's so far off, they don't even know what to love and what to hate. They're going and doing the same thing that everybody else is doing in the world. That's the lust of the flesh. That's your desires. That's not the Most High's will. Go to 1 Peter 4, verse 3.
Come.
Three common themes in here. Time pass. You're going to see it again. Read that.
Come. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 3.
Right.
For the time past of our life may suffice.
That's your old life. I don't want to hear about, I'm just the type of person. Well, I'm just like, see, how I grew up. I don't care how you grew up. You know what I mean? But the way bro, we know that. We know how you grew up. Like every other Israelite. In the ghettos, in the slums. You were born into sin like David. You were conceived in iniquity. We want to hear about the new man. Well, I'm just the type of person, how I think. That's your old man. Show me how you think now the new man. You know what I mean? You always get those brothers and sisters that do that. The way I grew up, the way my daddy taught me, the way Uncle Ray said, that ain't in the spirit. Let's talk about this in the spirit. Let's see if the way you're thinking is according to the knowledge of the Most High. Because when it comes to anger, lust, doubt, jealousy, pride, envy, malice, strife, you know what? It seems like you're getting these things wrong. You want to be angry with everybody. You want to hate everybody. You want to doubt all the time. Like, when does the scriptures apply? But you know you're a Hebrew Israelite, right? So in time past, go ahead.
Of our life may suffice us to have wrought the wrought the will of the Gentiles.
So when I go through my little acting antics about you going to work, guess what? Peter's saying the same thing. In time past, it sufficed you. You were willing to go work, die, live daily. How many of y'all took joy in those Thanksgiving dinners? Those Halloween costumes. Worldly stuff. You take joy in it. You put your spirit in it. Right? And I know you're saying, that's just the type of person I am. When I do something, I want to put my spirit into it. And that's good, fine. But you did it for the world. The Most High said do it 10 times more for Him. 10 times more. That's why I remind my ribs, like, listen, do it, keep the joy. Keep the spirit. Keep putting it with joy. Because if not, you're cutting the Most High short if you don't. Right? Because in the world, how did you do it? Joy. You did it with joy.
Putting your all into it.
Putting your all into it, right? Put in love. And then when Shalamaya was telling me when she went to go help her, family with the wedding, this wedding, like she didn't even get to be in the wedding. But you know what I looked at in her when she said, but it was cool. I didn't make it, but everybody understood. I was a little sad. But you know what she didn't do? She didn't get negative. See, and that has to translate to the truth. And which it does. I'm not trying to cut her off from her works. I'm using the example to remind y'all that it gotta be like that in all things, right? You didn't be like, well, y'all ain't gonna let me. I did all this the work, and y'all ain't gonna let me be in the wedding. F you, F you, F you. She didn't do that. But what happens with the truth? A lot of brothers, they what? They don't have that Jesus joy. See, that joy right there she hit in the wedding? That's that Jesus joy. Yahweh Shai joy, right? That's the what? You know what? Don't worry about it. I did it for the love. I'll do it again, right? And you don't have no ill will. But could you do that for the truth? Could you do that for the knowledge and have the same joy when a brother or sister says, well, sis, you know what? It's too late. You can't make it in. Could you do that same thing? See, this is, you know, I love it because it makes you reassess your damn life and reality and what really is your treasure. You see that? That's why I love those moments. Those are teaching moments for me. You see that? These are the things we got to see, that the flesh and the spirit separates us with a wide gap. And you know you're fleshly because how you think and what you give yourself into and what you desire more. There's no cut. You know what's cutting you? The spirit is cutting you. Because now you got to reanalyze yourself and say, dang, I'm that type of individual, man. I'm all about the flesh. I'm all about the things that I take joy in the world. But I can see what Kazak is saying when it comes to the truth. I'm always second questioning. I'm angry. I'm bitter. I'm unforgiving to this brother, that sister. It's like, why is it like that? Because you love the white man's hand up your anus in controlling your mind. You love that. You grew up with it. You was born with it. But now to give yourself to the Most High in the Spirit, that's why you're going to be more greatly condemned if we don't get this right. To him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, he shall be beaten with many stripes. We're going to be beaten with more because we know. So don't think you can slide on by and you can hide from the Most High. He knows. He knows what's in your spirit. He knows what you did in the world. That's why where do you think the examples come from? The examples come from showing y'all what y'all did in these past life, and you wrote the works of the Gentiles. Go ahead.
Come. When we walk in lavishness.
No, lasciviousness. So you walked in that deep down desiring lust daily. If it was that girl, you lust for her, right?
Come.
Huh? It was that one girl, you did what? Everything. Sliding in her DMs, you know, popping up at her job, flowers, you know what I mean, sweet texts. You know, I don't know what you did, but you did it, and you went all gun-ho for it, right? But when the brothers, it's like, well, I don't see why, I'm not understanding, but you know what I mean? She was like, it's 4 in the morning, you like, man, I gotta go to work at 6. Make love to me 3 more hours. You didn't be like, you know what, see, that's what I'm saying. You wasted my time. You were like, yes. Right? To the morning sun, till the sun come up, right? Making love in Hebrew. And you did it, and guess what happened? Did you argue with her? No. You loved it, right? How about for the Most High? Let me bring it down a level. How about when you went to the club to meet her at 4 in the morning, and she clowned you and went with her friends anyway? Right? Y'all know what y'all did. We as men know what we do, and we go out for women. But for the Most High, for brothers, it's like you always got the what? Why is it done like that, huh? Come on, show me that in the scripture. Like, okay, brother. That's terrible. But for the lust of the flesh, you went out. See, go ahead.
Come. Lasciviousness.
Right?
Lust.
Read.
Excessive of wine.
That's the flesh, the old man, the old way of thinking. Lasciviousness, deep desire, lust, right? Inordinate lust, right? Because you see lasciviousness there, then you see lust. Lust is that inordinate. You can get deep, defiled. You know what I mean? You know, I don't want to go into all that, but y'all know how whatever level of defiledness you was into, that's what that is. You know, there's this one movie with the guy that plays Magneto, and it might be called Lust. It might be called Lust. It's a movie, but he goes around and he goes from bar to bar to bar to bar to eventually women to women to men to men to men, just sleeping around with these individuals. A weird movie, but yeah. I think it might be called lust. I gotta double check it again. But that's that lasciviousness, that uncontrollable, man. See, and you did it. You did it. You were drunk as hell all the time, or high as hell all the time. Some of you didn't live. You worship that blunt more than the Creator, right? But why not for the Most High? Because that's the lust of the flesh. That had more control over you than anything. But that's where the war is. It's still there. It's still there. You put away the pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, the oysters, caviar. You put away the blunts. You put away the 40s. You put away the cigars. You put away all those things, right? Come. But what is resonating? What's the residue of it? It's sitting in your mind like, damn, I'd rather be, sometimes I would just, one blunt on the side, one piece of pork on the side. You get that in your mind. It's like, is it really wrong? But twist it around. How much further is that pushing you away from the Most High because you're getting angry for what you cannot do? How about that? The things you get angry what you cannot do in the world no more. That's the lust of the flesh warring in your members. Go ahead.
God. Reveling.
Right, reveling, partying. Right? You at some party, you dance, you did that. Bro, you did that life. You're done with that. Brother, get ready for prison. The prisoner of Christ. Restraint, order, discipline, a life of doing for the Most High, a life of giving charity. Like, do you gotta really go to prison for 30 years, then find Christ? No. Does some that your daughter gotta be murdered for you to start now being charitable in your community? No. Everybody always want to have it when they have a life. What is it called?
Life-changing experience.
Yeah, life-changing experience. You already got the life-changing experience. The ghettos, the slums, dope, crackheads, crack babies, black women, black men. That's the life. When you sit out there and you look at these things, read.
Banquetings.
You know what that is, right? Partying, dancing, having fun. You did that. And the scriptures is not saying, hey, you can't go do that once in a while. But your mind, the problem with this lust is lust meaning that if you don't do it, you feel like now you're left out. You don't understand that. That's not your life no more. That shouldn't be your desire no more. Ain't nothing wrong with going to a little dance with your wife. Ain't nothing wrong with going to a bar, have a drink. Nothing wrong. But that's where you want to live at now? That for us, that's like once every 2-3 months. If we get that. Then at the same time, wouldn't you rather be at home with your rib? Having a drink? Chilling? Relaxing? Or brothers? But no. Everybody, I know I see y'all shaking your head. But how many people, like, because they're not in the scene, they feel like, damn, I'm like, y'all holding me back. I know brothers and sisters like that. I ain't gonna put them on blast. But they be like that. They're like, bro, is it that every weekend they try to be where? It's like, bro, it's a Sabbath. You're supposed to be, what you banqueting in hookah bars and drinking spats and what you doing that for? That's that old life. That's the lust of the flesh. That's killing you. Read.
God. And abominable idolatries.
And abominable. Now you want to go there? Idolatries. Now it got into what? It went from the hookah bars to the hookah orgies. It went into the, you know, we hanging around with the friends when next you know, now it's a foursome. Right? What we're, go from there, 2 Peter 2 and 10.
Come on. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 10.
Read.
But chiefly, them that walk after the flesh.
See, that's them that walk after the flesh. You did that. That was your past life. What do you have desires for now? The new man, the new woman. Those are them that walk after the flesh. Every day we waking up, you know what they living for? The weekend. To go to the club, to go party. But what do you wake up for? Huh? That's what you need to ask yourself. What do you wake up for daily? Where's your vision at? And if you saying, oh, I got one more test to pass, you know what? Then I'm going to be, man, I'm going to go and get this, and then I'm... Really? Your desire is something carnal, and then you made it, right? You spiritually whole. You fulfilled on the inside. You got to ask yourself. Put yourself on blast. Go ahead.
Come on. In the lust of uncleanness.
Right. You see, in the lust of uncleannesses. Now, you know, when you think of lust, sometimes, majority of the times, y'all think of sexual things. As we're talking about lust, y'all can see it's just more than sexual. It ain't just, so you like, well, I'm not a lustful person. Like, I've been here with that. I'm not a lustful person. I'm not out there doing this with this woman. That, bro, the lust of the flesh is more than just sexual deviance. It's all these inordinate desires that weigh more on you than the spirit. And things that you want more than the truth, than the word, than the knowledge. And that's what you're supposed to be pushing your mind towards. Do I take joy in the word, in the spirit, in growth in the spirit, doing for the Most High, doing for Christ, just like you did in the world? It's supposed to be a turnaround. And now you're doing that for the truth. If the sister's doing charitable works, then that's what she's taking joy in. I take joy in when I'm with the sisters. Right? Like you take joy in when you was with your homegirls. No, I take joy in the sewing meetings, in the gathering. See, this is why nobody can play me. Because I know what is required by the Most High. You can't guilt trip me. I know what is required by the Most High. So when the world comes with that, you're in a cult thing, I'm like, really? So why am I in a cult? Because I desire and I hang around with a certain people. I desire to do a certain thing. Because that's what everybody does in life. Right? So you're telling me I'm in a cult because why? You see that? You can't mess with my conscience because you try to tell me I'm in a cult because I want to stay from orgies and drugs and dope and the lust of the flesh. You know, people invited me to take, you know, get some coke or dope or pop mollies. Like, I'm in a cult because I want to stay clean. I want to stay undefiled. Oh, I'm in a cult because my mission and my desire is for my people. I'm wrong because of that? See, that psychological game plays on new people that don't really know why they're here and that are usually forced through some fictitious fear. But the ones that really believe, they're like, I understand what I'm doing. Just like you wake up every day, right? No, this is my job. This is what I do, right? Nobody can guilt trip you about that job, right? You're a slave over there. What are you talking about? I get paid good. That's the first thing you say. That's the first thing you say. No, I get paid good over there. They treat me right. You stand up against them. But the truth, what happens? You rethink things. You're like, I have been feeling kind of used. What's the word when you're not, they don't show you gratification?
Appreciation.
Yeah, appreciation. Yeah, I do feel underappreciated. You right. It's like, yeah, nobody really shows me appreciation. You're right, man. I'm not feeling wanted over there anyway. See, they work on you. That's the lust of the flesh. We're not here. We're here with each other, for each other, but ultimately for the Most High. So our gratification is supposed to come through the Spirit. Like he said, when you go into the closet and you pray in secret, right? You're doing things in secret for the Most High to see in secret, not for man to see. But the lust of the flesh is telling you other things. You see how that the lust of the flesh is not just about sexual deviance. Go ahead.
Come.
Go ahead.
And despise government.
Right? They what?
Despise government.
Wait. So you're saying a fleshly person is a person that, a lustful person can be a person that despises order, discipline, rule? Yes. They just, a lustful person, why? Because they don't want to be controlled from what they were. Why do you think the 144,000 are who they are, and the 2/3 of who they are? What is about the 2/3? What makes them the 2/3? They don't want to be told nothing. Go tell a black man put away Christmas, bro. It ain't about the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree ain't hurt them. You know what it's about? I don't want to be told that, bruh. Get the hell out of face with that. I'm celebrating Christmas. The 2/3 just don't want to be told. They're rebellious, stiff-necked, stubborn. That's the same thing, man. When you tap into that flesh, you despise government. You know what I mean, bro? I'm free. I'm a free man on land. You know what I mean? Nobody tell me what to do. Will, make sure you're at work today at 12 on the dot. We need you in. You know what I mean? But this is my day off, but I need you in. Alright. Nobody tell me what to do. Baby, could you make sure, listen, last time you forgot this, you forgot that. See, you can't be forgetting. Could you grab this and that and that? You're like, yeah, baby, I got you. Make sure I get it right for you. Nobody tell me what to do. Mama call you. Boy, it's Thanksgiving. You better get over here. Mama, I'm going to be over there. I'm going to be over there, mama. And you what? And nobody told me what to do. You come to that with Israel. But everybody tells you everything else to do. See, it's a psychological thing because the lust of the flesh is now warring against you. Because it's pulling you to spiritual things, discipline, order, life, righteousness. The old man don't want that. The fleshly man don't want that. The fleshly man wants the things of the flesh. His lust, his desire, his will. Go ahead, read on.
Presumptuous are they.
Go ahead.
Self-willed.
They're what?
Self-willed.
See, they're self-motivated. They're not about nobody else. That's why you're always at war with the Most High. When you are in the flesh, you're always at war because you're self-willed. That's why you got individuals that come in that's always on their own stuff. They come in, they pick up this online, that online, this online, and they start pick and choose. They don't want structure. They want to choose what the hell they want to choose. Right? There's no order in there. There's no order. It's chaos. Nah, man, I ain't doing it that way. I don't like that. No, I picked that, but I want that. I want part of that. It's just like that. And I'm not taking it. I don't know if he's listening right now. But I was listening the other day when the brother said, could I have a t-shirt but not have? I was like, could I believe in y'all but not totally believe? It's like, bro, but it's the way the world is now. Yeah, it's the condiment world. You get to pick and choose what you like, what you want, and then, you know what? Make it easy on yourself. Right now, I want to go where they said I can still smoke weed. Okay, let me go over here. I want to go somewhere they said you can still do this, you can still that. Let me go over here. It's not about mortifying the deeds of the flesh. It's about how can I make provisions to the flesh with a lot of people. How can I make easy on my flesh, and then I'll give that way. Go ahead, read.
They are not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
Yeah, read.
Where is angels?
What verse are you at?
Verse 11.
Okay, go from there, go to Galatians 5 and 19. Let me try to get through the rest of these. Go to Galatians 5 and 19.
Galatians chapter 5 verse 19.
So we're talking about the flesh and identifying the deeds of the flesh and things that are holding us back from the spirit. Go ahead.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest.
Read.
Which are these. Adultery.
Right. So you see why I didn't go here in the first place? Because a lot of times you misinterpret deeds of the flesh as only as sexual. But I'm coming and finishing it up with that because obviously we know that the lust of the flesh is for you to always make it a way for you to dab into another woman, dab with another man. And when I mean dab, I mean you're getting this sexual partner, that sexual partner. You're creating an environment of adultery. Go ahead.
Fornication.
Right, which leads you to fornication. Go ahead.
Uncleanness.
Right, uncleanness, where you start doing all kind of defiled other things with robots and plastic toys and all those things. Go ahead.
Lasciviousness.
Deep inordinate affection. Go ahead.
Idolatry.
Right, this is the lust of the flesh. So where rap stars and movie stars, they become your idols. Go ahead.
Witchcraft.
Right. That's the lust of the flesh. That's why people are still at. I was wondering if it's okay if you can get your palm read. That's the lust of the flesh. What are you talking about? Nobody can tell you the future. You playing with demons. Somebody's going to tell you something, man, that's going to hurt your future. Take you off your path. Go ahead.
Hatred.
Right. Hatred. The lust of the flesh. These are the things that deter you from the spirit. What are things that hold you back from moving in the spirit? Bro, hatred. You got a lot of hate for your people. You got a lot of resentment for an individual. It will hold you back in the spirit. The Most High don't bless an individual like that. That's a glitch in your soul. Go ahead.
Variance.
Variance. What is that? I want to always be at odds with everything. You say apple, I say banana. Hey sisters, we want to get together and do such and such. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Oh, well, how about this? We got this planned out. It doesn't sound fun. Huh? Well, how about this? Nah, I'm not feeling it. But, you know, I'll just watch. Yeah. You're just being at variance. You don't want to agree with none. You don't want to have fun with nobody. Right? But if it was your little yamp friends in the world, you blown out of your mind. Oh, girl, we finna have fun. I'm going to fake it till I make it. But the truth is what? In the truth, the lust of the flesh is that you at variance. You want to be at odds with everything. Oh, we're finna go have fun. You want to go? No, I'm going to go, but I'm going to be the oddball. Now you're saying, well, Kazaki, well, I got to have fun when everybody else is having fun? Yeah. Because you did it in the world. Did you damn not?
God.
Hell yeah, you did. To 4 or 5 in the morning and had to work the next day, you did it. So why you can't do it for the truth? Because you got some hatred, you got some carnal thing in you, you got the spirit of variance. Yes. Go ahead.
Emulation. Wrath.
Emulations. Now look up that word, because I know that word, but I want to apply it applicably to the subject. Wrath. There you go, right? Wrath. You got a lot of people that are just angry. Like I said earlier, angry smurf, the angry rapper, the angry brother, the angry sister. They just angry about everything. Emulations. Go ahead.
Emulation. Effort to match or surpass a person or achievement.
Right. So, okay. So in a negative context, because emulation is spoken in a positive context also. But this emulation is talking about now you're trying to challenge this other individual to surpass them, right? You trying to you always at battle, at war with this other people or other person. It's that one sister you like, okay, there I gotta upstage this hoe now. Here we go. But you're not saying that. You being the Hebrew Israelite head covered sister, quiet, shalom, I'm gonna upstage you, hoe.
Ambitious.
Right, ambitious
or envy. I'm sorry, ambitious. Sorry.
Ambitious
or envious.
I just went with the word you said.
Yeah.
Ambitious. I think that's actually how you say it.
Come.
Right? No, Mr. no. But you get that. You get in that mode. You gotta watch that. Now, how many of y'all knew that was the lust of the flesh? You got that from the world. You always like you see them with their shoes like, oh girl, look at her bag, look at her shoes, she nasty. You know what I mean? Like you don't even know this chick, but you what? You always trying to upstage somebody, right? That's how you know they're worldly. That's why when Jezebel got on Facebook and started talking all that carnal stuff about sisters, you don't say nothing. You know why? Because that's carnal. You talk about the carnal flesh. You see that? Guarantee you that spirit, that soul will be destroyed. Because why? They're all about carnal. You the lust, that's the lust of the flesh. I got no doubts. That's why you don't entertain that. You don't entertain people trying to challenge you and upstage you, and you trying to now you got this. It's like a silent cold war going. That's of the flesh. What did you have in the definition?
It was what he was starting to read.
Oh, what is that?
Envy is rivalry.
Yeah, there you go. Or rivalry. So once again, this word emulation is used in a positive. Here it's used in a negative. Yeah, you got that rivalry. Because there's a positive emulation where you can emulate and it says covet the best gifts, right?
Come on.
Right, and a righteous which competition. But no, this is talking about that lustful, that a rivalry, on the low rivalry. The most high, that's, I'm gonna tell y'all this, that's a glitch in your soul. And these are the things that hold you back from growth. And you be thinking, nah, you be saying, nah, I'm in the spirit. No, you're not. You in the flesh. Go ahead.
Come on.
Wrath.
Wrath, read.
Strife.
Right. Strife, sedition, go ahead. Heresies. See, all these things are fleshly. You want to cause strife all the time. You want to be an argument. You want to be combative all the time. And there's nothing wrong to desire something different, but look at how you do it. You know, I'm constantly telling my ribs that it's all good to want something else, but the way you do it sets the whole stage. So the way you present it, I try to remind my ribs in my household, if you come to me, you can come to me with something that maybe you don't think I'm down with, but it's how you come to me. That's what gets the attention. It's never about you coming to me. It's how you do it. If it's in a strifeful, seditious way, I would be like, whoa, that's negative. But if you come to me in a humble manner and able to apply and able to speak with wisdom, then I'm like, oh, that's a good point. We should do that. You see that? But that's in the body too. You got too many brothers and sisters trying to have sedition. It's just at odds for no reason. You got to watch that spirit on you. It's a demon. And then you act like it's not. Oh, what's up with you? None. Why you look like that, though? That's just the way I look. So you look like you just hate everything in life, yeah? Then you got to train yourself. You know what I mean? Like I have to do what you watch now. Like, no, you got to smile more. That dead face, that ain't going to work. Why? Because people look at you and they're like, what? She don't like me. Now I know y'all saying, well, you got to change. Yes, you have to change for the brothers and sisters. Because there's a person that's going to come in, a sister will come in and automatically go to the sisters that are welcoming, right? Because they don't know what welcoming is. They don't know judgment. If Shawash and I got the straight dead face, right, and not the welcoming face, then what is automatically they're going to assume? They don't know her. They don't know that that's just how she is. So she has to condescend to the lower state and do what? Smile more. Hey, sis, how you doing? Talk. Right? So, yeah, you got to change that. You got to change that. You see that? Just like the sister that's too much. She got to what? Change that. She's too welcoming. She's hugging everybody. Brothers is like, okay, sis, you don't hug every brother, especially front hugs. You know what I mean? Maybe a side hug, but you can't just, hey, shalom. Like, no. Same thing, right? She's got to change that, or we just let her do that too. Change. There's things you learn in the world that you don't supposed to do. Out of respect, out of love, out of order, out of discipline, out of a character, a wholesome character in Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, read.
Envyings.
It says what?
Envyings.
Right.
Murders.
Read.
Drunkenness.
Read.
Revelings.
Read.
And such like, of the which I tell you before.
Go ahead.
As I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Period. Point blank. We will not inherit the kingdom of God till we overcome the things of the flesh. So you got the white man's devil, great. But guess what? You're still a demon if you ain't working on the things of the flesh. If you ain't cleaning yourself out of these things, these issues. So the white man's going to be punished, you're going to be punished. You see? That's why I said, brother, you take this confidence in knowing everybody's going to be destroyed, which is, yeah, we take confidence in the scriptures. But why you don't take the same confidence in destroying the things of the flesh? You're taking the wrong pride in the wrong things. Go from there, go to Romans 7 and 5. This is what the Most High is showing us, man, about the flesh. I got to hit these, Jesus. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 7, verse 5.
Go ahead.
For when we were in the flesh.
Who's in the flesh right now? Or who is transcendent? So who's in the flesh? Raise your hand. So what is Paul saying? He's saying us that live after the mannerisms and ideas and physical mentality of the world, of the lust of the flesh and desires of the flesh. Paul, he knew they were in the flesh. So listen to what he's saying. Read it again.
For when we were in the flesh,
read,
the motions of sins, which were by the law, did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death.
You see that? The flesh brings death. That carnal mind, the envy, the murder, the sedition, the uncleanliness, those desires, those desires separate you from the Most High. I got another scripture I want to give. We have to understand that. Jump to verse 18.
Come. Verse 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
See, and this is what you have to understand. That all those things that the world taught you, that your flesh tells you, the way you think, is no good thing. It's not good. And it didn't lead us into holiness and righteousness. It got us into more problems, more issues. That's why when you're the angry person and the person of wrath, and you go to work with that old angry whack mentality, guess what? You cause division, chaos, you get fired. You're not in the spirit. Stop thinking like, yeah, I just hate the world. No. You're supposed to use wisdom in the world. So you can't, I got to hate everybody. I got to bang on everybody. That shows I'm in the spirit. Actually, it doesn't. Because it says anger rests in the bosom of fools. You're not showing your wise and your deep Hebrew Israelite killer for Christ. It shows you're an ignorant Negro that doesn't have control over your fleshly mind. So how are you going to function? How did Christ function? He wasn't walking around angry and bitter and lashing out at everybody. He wasn't doing that. Show me where Christ was doing that. Christ wasn't walking around like a sad puppy all the time. Man, what's up with you, man? I'm finna die, man. Man, yeah, I just don't want to be here no more. I just want to go to the Most High, man. You know what I mean? Give me some wine, Doc. Christ wasn't living like that. Show me that in the Bible. Read that again.
God. Verse 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
You have to know that in your flesh dwells no good thing. Now, let's go back to our first topic, first subject we were talking about in the beginning of the class. Then you have to realize that topic, there's nothing good in the world. There's nothing good in what America has taught us. There's nothing good in to take pride in because you think you're this individual that gained, you're like, I'm this person. You are created by this world. You was born in iniquity, and now you got to be transformed. And until you realize that, what happens? You keep holding on to little pieces that are really not the spiritual you. They're the old you. Go ahead.
For to will is present with me.
No, go from there. Go to Galatians 5 and 17. Give me Romans 8 and 6.
Come.
It's 9:01. Galatians 5 and 17. Romans 8 and 6.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 17.
And then John 3 and 6.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
Where are you at?
Galatians 5 and 17.
If you missed it, I'm going to call him again. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Come. For the flesh lusted against the spirit.
The what?
The flesh lusted against the spirit.
I've been saying it the whole time. There's a battle. Did you know that? Not a lot of brothers and sisters. They think, well, this is me. Well, this is just how I am. You can't change me. Then what are we here for? If we can't be changed, then what are we here for? If you're coming with that mind, then why did Christ die for you? To be worldly? To be in the flesh? He said, put off the old man. Put on the new. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Cast out the old leaven and make you a new lump. That you're supposed to be a new creature in Christ. I keep quoting those because I'm not going to be able to make it to them. That's what he said. Right?
God.
Romans 12 and 1. Colossians 3 and 9. Ephesians 4:24. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. We have to put away the old man. So stop coming with that. Well, I feel like you're trying to change me. We are. Every day. I'm trying to change you. Pull that old man out of you and put that fleshly mind out of you. Read it again.
For the flesh lusted against the spirit.
There's a battle. Your desires and the Most High desires. Your will and the Most High will. Go ahead.
And the spirit against the flesh.
Go ahead.
And these are contrary.
No. They roll together.
These are contrary.
Contrary. That spirit is contrary. You want to know why you have problems? You don't want to know where a lot of issues come from in the truth? It's always some fleshly niggerism in you that you don't want to let go. Go through the list. He got a whole list there for you. From the murder and adultery, emulation, from lasciviousness. He got a whole list of what is of the flesh. And if you are battling these things, or one has a hold on you, guess what it's doing? It's pulling you back right into that mentality. Go ahead.
And these are contrary the one to the other.
See? And that's why it's always going to be a fight for you. But when you let go, you know, nah, that's wrong. That thing in me, watch, read on.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
See, because what you want to do is be in the spirit. You want to be righteous. You want to be holy. But when you are told that that's the wrong mind, and if you said, hey, show me that's the wrong mind, and you were showed out of here, do you realize that it's killing you? It's destroying, it's breaking you. That's what you have to see. A lot of brothers and sisters don't want to, man, and it's going to destroy you. It's a mold there. And it's little by little growing. You're over here, you're like, well, I'm good over here. I'm working on this, I'm working on that. But the thing that's being pointed out, you need to work on. Because that's usually the obvious. And usually that's what you don't want to deal with, right? Brothers don't want to deal with the obvious. Well, I'm good over here, and I'm good over here. Yeah, but look at this. Go ahead. Right. Right. So that ye cannot do the things that ye would. How are you going to grow in the spirit? You want to be more than what you are now. But how are you going to get there? You gotta destroy the things of the flesh. Next scripture, Romans 8:6.
For to be carnally minded is death.
To be what?
Carnally minded is death.
See, that flesh, that fleshly mind, your fleshly desires is death. You want to drink all the time. You want to deal with women all the whole time. You want to party all the time. Right? You want to live for the world. That's death. It ain't made you happy before you got the truth. It's not going to make you happy now. Go ahead.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
And life and what?
And peace.
I gain to really love that scripture. Because it tells you why a lot of brothers and sisters don't have peace. Because you're carnal. It's always going to be a clashing. The way you think, the way you feel, how you're emotional, how you let envy, hatred, emulation, pride, jealousy, doubt rule you. That's why there's no peace. You're at peace when you got control and you're shunning the things of the flesh. And you at least, listen, if you can at least acknowledge, you don't even have to be, nobody in here is a God. But you know where you get the peace from? When you acknowledge and say, yeah, that's niggerism in me. That's the old man. That's the old woman. If you do that, it's easy because you become free. You confess your faults to the Most High and He says He may heal you. But when you don't do that, what happens? You're like, you still holding out. No, I'm not wrong. That's not wrong. And that's what brothers and sisters doing. Brothers now giving themselves to liquor, giving themselves to drinking. Sisters, man, giving themselves to hatred, to emulation, to battling, to pride. And then what? No, I'm in the spirit. Because you what? You what? You do a headband? You do a garment? You got one side down, but what does the Most High want to see? He wants to see your spirit cleaned up. You finish that?
Come on.
Go to John 3 verse 6.
John 3 verse 6.
Go ahead.
That which is born of the flesh is flesh.
That's it. That which is born of the flesh is flesh. You know what that means? That you got to be born again. That you have to be born again. But you have to acknowledge what things are in the flesh of you. You should go home. You should sit down and and you should make a list. What things am I battling in the flesh? Then you should take and go to the person that has greater wisdom. If it be your husband, do that. If it be that sister that you can go to, do that. If it be that brother, do that. And say, yeah, what am I battling? I made this list, man. But I'm trying to be real with myself. The scriptures say examine yourself whether ye be in the faith. And I'm trying to do that. What do I need to work on? The only way you can do that is if you're humble. The only way you can do that is if you are working and doing this for the Most High. Right? But a prideful man, he can't look in that mirror. He don't want to look in that mirror. Right? A person that's hiding the truth about themselves, they don't want to see it. Y'all get this? Go ahead, read it one more time.
That which is born of the flesh is flesh. And that which is born of the Spirit, it is spirit.
Go to Romans 7:21.
Romans chapter 7 verse 21. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
Right, and the reason we're here to show you is it's going to happen. You're going to fight. You're going to fight. When you're fighting against the flesh, guess what? The Spirit's there. When you're fighting in the Spirit, guess what's there? The flesh. That old mind, the old ways. That's the battle. That's what you were called for. But the difference between us and them, us and the world, is that they don't care. They don't care to fight. That's the only difference. What separates us and them is that we care to fight. He said we're all sinners, right? So what's the difference? Are we better than them? No. But what makes you worthy to be used for the Most High? You're acknowledging and you're working on yourself. That's the only difference. Them, the wicked, they don't want to hear it. And a lot of people in the world, they haven't been shown. And they don't know. Y'all see this? The wicked don't want to hear it, and a lot of people don't know yet. Go ahead.
For I delight in the law of God after the inward man.
And that's what we have to be fighting for. You got to understand, you are in debt to the Spirit. You got to fight after the inward man. The flesh is going to destroy you. Look at every person that's given to it. You give into your lust, you pick the wrong wife. You give into your lust, you pick the wrong man. You give into your lust, you fall into the bottle of liquor. You fall into the blunts. You give into the pride of life, you try to do what? You try to avoid everything out with work. I'm going to bury myself in the work and then not see what needs to be done for the Most High. But does that take away the pain? Does it bring you peace? Nope. Because you're still giving into the flesh. Go ahead.
But I see another law in my members. Warring against the law of my mind.
Read.
And bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members.
Right, and that's what Paul was saying. He knew that what and where the battle was. And that's why the Most High gave us the knowledge. So you can't go blindly into this. You can't say, well, I didn't know what was of the flesh. I don't know what I'm fighting. I don't know what I'm doing. No, you know. You have the knowledge to fight and to conquer and to overcome. Now all you need is desire. Go ahead.
Oh, wretched man that I am.
But you see the difference here? He acknowledged that he was wretched. A lot of brothers and sisters, you're still thinking you're good. You're still, yeah, I'm fine the way I am. I'm clean in the Most High's eyes. I'm doing the best, or you get in it. I'm doing the best I can. Take what the Most High gets. Here, Yahweh, this is what you're gonna get. No. You got that mode too, right? What else do you want? You got it all. You better humble down. He says you better recognize that you're wretched. That you're broke down, that without the Most High, you would be worse off. So if you figure you're bad now, you got the knowledge, you got the truth, you're on your way to cleaning yourself up. Imagine you in the world. You hear me say you're a sad puppy in the truth. Imagine how much you would have been in the world. How depressed you would have been. From man to man. Woman to woman. Job to job. Look at them in the world, how they are now. You understand? They got no hope. That's what the scripture says. They got no hope. Because that's what they put their trust in Pharaoh and in the world and in the lust of the flesh, right? Go ahead. Jump from there. 25. Read.
I thank God through Jesus Christ our Lord. So then with the mind I myself serve the law of God.
Right.
But with the flesh, the law of sin.
And you know what he's saying? That he knew what was in him. If you don't know what's in you, then you're not going into this battle the right way. You're not becoming the spiritual word that you need. Do you really know yourself? Do you really know the things that are holding you back from growth in the spirit? Huh? Do y'all? Have you even asked yourself? Right? But you got to be real with yourself first. Have you even asked yourself, man, what are the things that are holding me back? Israel, you got to be real with yourself. Go to Romans, 1 Peter's 1. No, don't go there. Go to Romans 8, verse 13. Romans 8 and 12, sorry. And then we'll finish it up on here. Romans 8, verse 12.
Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh.
You're a debtor. You no longer should be putting into the flesh. How are you getting more spiritual minded? How are you growing and increasing in righteousness and holiness? That's what you should be asking. Not, damn, when can I go out and have a drink? When can I go out and kick it with this girl? When can I get time? Bro, you did that life. Sisters, you did that life. Right? You had fun, didn't you? Your glory days, your glory bump days, right? Little bump here, little bump there. Huh? Little blow here, little sniff there. Right? Little club here, little club there. You did that. You need to look back and see how filthy you were. But what shouldn't be is the same mind. See, that should be changing. The reason why you're doing this, the joy in hating that old life, hating that old way. Right? Because if not, you leave the truth and you hate the truth. You're debtors to the spirit now. Go ahead.
To live after the flesh.
Go ahead.
For if we live after the flesh.
No. Read 12 again from the top.
Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh. To live after the flesh.
Go ahead.
For if you live after the flesh, ye shall die.
Ye shall die. Period. Blank. You will die. You can't gain happiness. You're not going to gain the things you're looking for in the flesh. The flesh can never be pleased. It's an animal. You get rich, you want to get richer. I was looking at, what's the boxer? Mayweather? This dude's a monkey, man. When they told him about Gucci, have y'all seen the little interview?
Yeah.
They told him, like, he was like, you see where I'm going. He's walking into Gucci, in the interviewer said, but you ain't here with Gucci, how they did the blackface. He was like, listen, man, I do me. It's like, I don't follow nobody. And I'm thinking like, wow, it's like the epitome of what the scripture says about a rich man. like their mind, their pride, they will hardly enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Why? Because basketball, you got millions, they don't want to hear that. You see, this is what the flesh does. You get rich, you got to keep getting rich. You got to hold those riches. Right? If your lust is a man or is a woman, you get that man or woman, and then what? That man or woman got to live up to the standards, or what happens? Pwah, 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 pwah. You just lost all hope. The flesh never fulfills. Show me one brother, one sister that was smoking blunts, and all they had to do was smoke one blunt and it's it. Show me that. Why you gotta keep getting high if it's fixing the problem? Because it's not. You know what it's doing? It's covering up the problem for the moment. Show me one brother or sister that drink one bottle of wine and they're good. It's not, because it don't work like that. You gotta drink, 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 and then what? What happens? You fall into the bottle. You fall into the flesh. Show me one brother or sister that's motivated by the physical, by sexual desires, and the only way they can gain happiness is that way. Show me. They eventually are what? Let down. Everything lets you down in the flesh. Y'all get this? Nothing never lasts in the flesh. But the higher things, the spiritual things, these are the things that you know cannot be wasted away. You gotta have a higher calling. You have to. I mean, it totally makes sense to me, because everything you look at in the flesh, it's destroyed. Your car gets destroyed, house gets destroyed, money goes away, right? Man goes away, woman goes away, or they make you unhappy here or there. They let you down here or there, right? But if you put your hope and faith in the Most High, He can't let you down, right? Not if you understand Him and understand how He does things. Go ahead.
But if ye, through the Spirit, do mortify the deeds of the body.
So what do we got to do?
Mortify the deeds of the body.
We're supposed to be cutting off those deeds. We're supposed to be shaving off the pimple, the skin of lust and pride and envy and doubt, and pulling it off of us. Mortifying it, killing it. We got to kill those things in us. Unless you like it. But you're doing this. You like it for a little bit, it lets you down, and you're in the circle. You're out there in the world. Go ahead.
Ye shall live, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God.
There you go. If you're led by the Spirit, then you can call yourself a son. If you're led by the flesh, then you're of the flesh. Y'all get this? Anybody got any questions on that? I got more, but we'll be here to 10, 11. Anybody got any questions on that? La? Okay. Alright. Anybody online got any questions on that? Okay, hopefully that was some edification on the lust of the flesh. If y'all got questions off the topic, we'll be in the morning. You know the deal, brothers and sisters. So hopefully that, listen, it's these classes that we go over to help a lot of young brothers and sisters battle the things. None of these classes are, oh, we just got to touch over this because. There are always classes going over with issues what a lot of brothers are dealing with. A lot of sisters are dealing with. And things they need to conquer. So, if you missed it, the class was for you. You understand that? Come on. The class was for you because you're battling those things of the flesh. It might not be sexual deviance. So don't be narrow-minded and be like, well, I don't have lust. It might be something else pulling you and trying to break you. So you got to acknowledge that. That's it online? Okay. All right, brothers and sisters online. Sorry we went over, but I had to touch on the last scriptures there. We will see y'all in the morning. Shabbat morning class. Same channel. 10 o'clock. We'll see y'all. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Do we got any announcements? Anything? Oh wait, did you log off yet?
No, sir.
Okay. The RSVP, is it still up there?
Yes, RSVP is, yes.
What about the garments thing?
I pulled that down.
Okay, we need to get. You want to take care of them? Get their info tonight. You got majors? You got Max?
I need to, yeah, I got Max's.
Jermaine, he just said she put it down. She put the garment thing down.
Yeah, I can get it from you.
Yeah, but she's got to get it from you.
Yeah.
She's got to get it from you though, right now. Your brothers and sisters online, if you didn't get a garment remember, we had a deadline to try to get all that taken care of. If we didn't get you, don't panic. Hit me up. Shalomaya does. She's really a stickler there. And so just hit me up, 281-707-2737. You're not going to be left out. Don't worry about it. Even though she took it off. So don't panic. All right. Let me say this again. Passover. We need to get the lamb. It looks like we're gonna the location is gonna be taken care of. We took care of our portion. San Antonio is gonna do their portion, and then the lamb is gonna be gotta be gotten. The food. So please, we're still collecting for that. If y'all do, I'm gonna say this again too. I'm glad you didn't click off. Some of y'all don't got it. Don't feel bad. This is us telling y'all. Don't feel bad. Don't kill yourself. Don't feel like less of a person. Us asking is not to make you feel that way. It's just reminding the ones that do to get it in. All right? So I know a lot of brothers and sisters, man, you know, your desire is to do good and to be like, damn, I want to help out. You just don't got it. You don't got it. So don't worry about that. That's what we're a body and we're working together. And I don't want nobody to be like, man, you know, I ain't giving for this, I ain't giving for that. I might as well not go. I don't want nobody to think like that. I don't want nobody to feel like that. Don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. Yeah.
This is Dorothy asked what colors to wear for the Passover.
The colors to the Passover is for the sisters.
For like members, it's like dark brown dress and like a tan head wrap.
Dark brown dress and a tan head wrap. So that's what we're doing. And once again, you know, if this is we're doing the garments is for everybody to go together in unity. That's if you feel like you're affiliated with ISBHBK, we're going together in unity. If you want to come to the Passover and you want to just join with the Passover, you can do that too. But you know, everybody that watches us that says, nah, you know, I'm gonna ride with these brothers. You know, I want to do this in my state or get this going in my city. Then we're doing it together in unity. The Most High blesses unity. He said, "How good and how pleasant is for brothers to dwell together in unity." So nothing's wrong with unity. You know, nothing's wrong with order. Nothing's wrong with discipline. All right, we need all those things. So. But there's some that just, hey, I just want to come to the Passover. Come to the Passover. It's all good. All right? Was that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So once again, everybody online,
Shalom.
We'll see y'all in the morning.
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English.